Hi guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing the video that I do every month. I'm going to shop my stash with you guys. If you guys have never seen these videos, basically what I do is I swap out all the makeup that I'm going to be using for the month off camera, and sometimes I'll throw them into videos. I like to rotate my makeup, that way I can use everything and kind of get rid of stuff that I don't like. It's hard to get rid of stuff when it gets pushed back in a drawer, so that's why I like to rotate. And then I will sit down and kind of talk to you guys about what is going on in my life over the past month. If you are interested to see the makeup I'm going to be using for this month, then keep on watching. But before you go any further, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I post on this channel every 4 days, so you never have to miss me for too long. But yeah, let's just get into it. All right guys, so as always, we are just gonna start over here. First drawer is primers. I think I can fit like 5 different primers in my drawer. And then for eyeshadow primers, I'm going to pick 2. The first one that I'm going to pick is this Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I haven't used this in a hot minute. Oh my gosh, I have to use this one. I actually reviewed this along with the Huda Beauty Stick Foundation. This is so amazing. I like using this paired with a poreless primer because it feels so amazing on the skin. It originally actually was supposed to be a skincare product. It's more of like an essence. Then I'm just going to use this little Hourglass Veil Mini Primer. I reviewed this not too long ago in a full face of first impressions. I have very like mixed feelings on this just from the one time that I've used it. I'm gonna use this MAKIAGE No Filter Poreless Primer. I also have a review on this up on my channel if you guys want to check that out. I'm also going to use this Touch in Sol No Poreblem Prime Essence. Got that in a BoxyCharm and I really don't know how I feel about it. Just for one more like moisturizing primer, I am going to use this Too Faced Hangover. For my eye primer, this is actually an e.l.f. glitter primer. I think I'm going to keep this in my drawer always because I only have one of it. Original e.l.f. primer, eyeshadow primer. I love this stuff. When I used it, it was amazing for how affordable it was. So I haven't used my Louise base in a while, so I'll go ahead and pull this one, and this is in the color 6. I wish I would have gotten 5. I could mix 6 and 0. I have the white version of it. This is the foundation drawer. We have lots and lots of options. First, I'm going to use this NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This is one of my all-time favorites. It's so amazing. Has really good coverage, but it's also super lightweight. This is a must. I want to go ahead and try this e.l.f. Camo CC cream a lot more. I've only used it once in my full face using e.l.f. products and it was amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these JUVIA'S Place foundation sticks. This one is in the color Jacmal. I also am gonna use this Il Makiage foundation. When I reviewed this, I expected to not like it just because it was so hyped up. You know, the products that you're like, oh my gosh, there's no way it can be that good, but it's actually pretty decent. So I'm gonna use that, and it's one of my lighter foundations. Also gonna use this Clinique Beyond Perfecting. This is also another one of my favorites, but as you guys can see, I'm almost done with it, so maybe I can empty it out this month. I'm gonna use this Black Radiance foundation. When I reviewed these, I was surprised at how well that I like them. They are pretty bomb. I'm trying to use products that I like, but also a few that I don't really know how I feel about. That way I can kind of get my overall consensus on it. So we're gonna use those 6 for foundations. This next drawer includes foundations that I still need to review right here. And then I have my dark foundations for the summer, my concealers, and then color correctors and pot concealers. I actually have 2 pot concealers and 2 color correctors in my drawer right now, so I'm just gonna pull these 2. It's kind of how it's been happening. This is the Kevyn Aucoin concealer in the color SX12. Really like this stuff. It's super creamy. For a more affordable option, this is the NYX Full Coverage Concealer in the color Caramel. For my color correctors, we are actually gonna use 2 affordable ones this month. My LA Girl Pro Concealer, which will run out in no time, and then also this Black Radiance color corrector. I prefer the LA Girl Pro over the Black Radiance, but I am gonna try to use the Black Radiance one more because I do like to have affordable options for you guys. I'm gonna pick like one favorite, and then the rest I'm gonna try to pick ones that I really don't use that often. JUVIA High Essential Coverage Concealer. This stuff is amazing. When I first bought it, I just kept on grabbing for it, and I couldn't figure out why, and now I know because it's the bomb. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. This used to be one of my favorites. I have found that this one is a little bit more dry, which isn't a bad thing. You just have to be careful with what powder you pair with it because it can very easily look chalky and cakey and powdery. And then I don't need any of those because I use these all the time. So I'm actually going to go ahead and also pull this Black Radiance HD corrector, if it would focus. I'm actually going to use this L'Oreal True Match. This is like something I could see myself using for spot concealing, and this is in the color W6 through 8. I just used this in a full face of impressions too. This is the Maybelline Superstay, and this is in the color Caramel 40. This one does not have a lot of coverage. It is on the more light to medium side of things. And then also, you know, we're just going to pull the whole Il Makiage line. This is the concealer that they have. I have the color 13.5 in this. I really liked it when I first used it. Next is my lovely powder drawer that you guys can see is more than full. First one I'm going to use is this Milk Makeup Loose Powder, and this is in the color Translucent Deep. I'm also going to use this Maybelline Fit Me in the color 30 Loose Powder. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, me and this powder have a love-hate relationship. Very funny story on this powder. I used to love this Airspun powder, but guys, it is not CoverGirl friendly like whatsoever, but I have this huge thing of it. So I used to actually set my primer with loose powder. So I think I'm going to go back to doing that for a little bit and see how I like it, and then determine if I'm going to get rid of this. For another affordable option, I'm going to use this Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder. I don't have a translucent powder, so for my translucent powder, I'm going to use this One Size Beauty, and I did a whole review on this powder. We also have a very mixed relationship, so hopefully using it for a month will help me kind of determine where we stand with each other. That is it for the loose powders. And then for pressed powders, I know I've kept the Maybelline Fit Me in my collection for the past 2 months, but I want to empty it out so bad, so I'm only going to pull 4 from over here. I'm also going to pull this Neutrogena. Guys, this stuff is amazing, and it's funny because I bought this like 2 years ago, and you guys can see, like, I could probably empty this and just call it a day, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up this one, and I really like it. It's amazing. This is the powder that I use when I'm just doing like a concealer and powder type of day. It's really, really good, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. Also going to use this L'Oreal True Match powder. This is in the color C7. L'Oreal has me in an identity crisis with myself because I have found between their concealers, foundations, and pressed powders that they don't put the right undertones. Like, this is supposed to be a cool undertone, and it's not. It's very much on the like neutral warm side, you guys can see. I'm gonna splurge on myself and use this Too Faced pressed powder. This is so amazing. I'm in the color Spiced Rum. So we have a good mix of high-end and drugstore. Next we have highlighter, bronzer slash contour, blush, and then all of my palettes and stuff. I'm actually not gonna pull anything for bronzer. I really don't use powder bronzer that much, and I actually did not touch my Huda Beauty Tantour contour at all, and I didn't touch my Fenty Beauty bronzer at all, so I'm just going to use those two. I'm going to pull this one for myself because I try not to mention it on my channel. It's limited edition. Flare from the Dramatic Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is limited edition, as I said. More affordable option. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild highlighting powder, and this is in the color Golden Flower Crown. For my high-end option, we'll go ahead and do the Becca highlighter, and this is in the color Topaz. I'm not going to open it because it's super crumbled. These e.l.f. Putty Blushes are freaking amazing. They are better than some high-end cream blushes that I've tried. They have like a bajillion colors, so if you guys do not use those or have never tried them, you need to. These are my newest blushes. All of my other ones I have gotten a lot of use out of, so I'm gonna go ahead and use both of these Patrick Ta blushes. One of them is half cream, half powder, and then this lighter one is just completely powder. Usually I don't pull these palettes until the end, but I know that I'm gonna go ahead and use this e.l.f. blush palette. I've only used it once, and I really liked it the first time around. Then next is my lip drawer, and I did not pull enough products last time for my lip drawer, so I'm gonna go like a little bit ham. I have been using the crap out of the Glossier MintBalm.com. It is so amazing, so I'm gonna go ahead, pull this Vaseline Lip Therapy and Cocoa Butter. Then the dupe for the Glossier MintBalm.com is this e.l.f. Ride or Die Lip Balm, but guys, it's so thick, like you can barely get it out of the tube. Sugar Rush Lip Balm, and this is in the color Best Bud Peony. The packaging on this is so cute. 5 lip liners. I already know which ones. The first lip liner I'm going to use is this Juvia's Place Luxe Lip Liner, and this is in the color Cola. I wanted to have like a nice brown to use. Then one of my favorites, the Sephora lip liner, and this one is in the color 32 Hot Sauce. If you are a darker girl, this is like the perfect nude, and it's affordable. Then we have an affordable option. This is just the NYX Slide On Glide On lip pencils, and this is in the color Need Me. I prefer gel lip pencils. I just don't like regular crayon pencils. I think they're too rough. For a like more reddish brownish, this is the Maybelline Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner, and this is in the color 120. It claims to be a chocolate color, but it definitely leans more on the red side to me. And then lastly, a newer product that I've only used once. This is the Essence Day 8-Hour Lip Liner, and this is in the color 1 because duh. It's a more light pink nude. I'm gonna keep the the Fenty Beauty Hot Chocolate because it's the only dark lip gloss that I have. But next I'm going to be using this MAC lip gloss, and the name has completely rubbed off. I actually found this in one of my jackets the other day, and this used to be my like most favorite thing in the whole entire world. Now that I think about it, I do have another NYX Butter Gloss, but I don't know where it is. And this is just in the color Bit of Honey, just for a simple option, just a clear lip lacquer from e.l.f. I pulled 3 actual lipsticks, and the first one is just this Milani Color Statement, and this is in the color 20 I Am Strong. It's a lot more of a darker red maroon color. These are actually new. I don't know the exact name of them, but they are e.l.f. lipsticks. This is in the color Cider. I have never seen a component like this. I was so super intrigued. I think that's real fun. JUVIA'S Place lipstick, and this is in the color Me. I pulled 3 liquid lipsticks for the first one. NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in the color 10. These are so amazing. I love the formulas on these. They're very comfortable, but they also last a long time, and their color selection is awesome. And then a newer product, this is the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the color Las Olas. I don't think that this is a matte. This is just like a regular liquid lipstick, and this is in the color She Is Confident. This is the last drawer before we move on to eyeshadow palettes. So over here I have like my single glitters and everything and my single eyeshadows. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't even touch any of my single eyeshadows or anything like that, so I'm gonna leave this one alone. Also, the liquid glitter that I pulled, I did not get to use as much as I wanted, so really all we're gonna pick is mascara and pomade. I only have 2 eyebrow pencils right now, and the reason is, if you guys watch my haul, I bought a whole bunch, but I have to film full face of first impressions with them before I can use them, so I'm just gonna use all 3 of these products. First being this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and I'm just in the color 5. I tried this once in a full face of first impressions a long time ago, and I hated it, but I just used it in a full face of first impressions, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm really excited. 2 favorites for pomade. First, I'm just going to be using this e.l.f. Lock On Liner Brow Cream in the color Espresso. A really, really good affordable option. I just wish it came in more colors. And then the classic Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade in the color Ebony. 3 mascaras. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Lash It Loud. This is their newest mascara, and this was so gorgeous on my bottom lashes. And then my last affordable option is the NYX Worth the Hype. I have used this once in a full face of first impressions a very long time ago, so I'm excited to see how I feel about this. For one high end, this is the Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes Mascara. This is the most expensive mascara I have, and I never reach for it, so we're gonna see if it lives up to the price. I kept 2 of my palettes from last month, the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. Also kept the Iconic London one because I realized last month I picked too many nude palettes, especially since I do the TikToks now. I try to be a little bit more colorful. First colorful / nude one is the Masquerade by JUVIA'S. This is the mini one. I bought this Opposites Attract palette, and I used a couple of the colors when I reviewed it, but this is like very much so not me. It has a lot more cool colors than what I would go for. I thought it would be fun to challenge myself. Another colorful one, the Ultimate Utopia by NYX. This has a very good mix of everything. I will say it is a little bit pricey, so I'm hoping that I can get some use out of it and tell you if it's worth the 40 bucks. Lastly, I have only used this palette when I reviewed it. This is the Be Perfect Carnival 3 Tahiti palette. Just to give you guys an overview, this is what my drawers will look like for the month. Let's talk and do some makeup. I swear to you guys, I am always filming in this AC/DC shirt. I promise I have other clothing. I have a whole closet full of clothes, but I choose to wear this shirt. I don't know why. I already did my eyebrows, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get into my eyeshadow. It seems like this always takes me the longest just because I go off on tangents and then I can never fully finish what I'm doing on my eyes or what I'm saying. There's a lot that has happened. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll just start by saying we are currently in the middle of a snowstorm. I think everybody is at this point. Every part of the country was affected by this. I have not been in school for a week. Not gonna complain because this mental break was definitely needed, especially once I tell you guys everything that's been going on in my life. Every other time I do this, it's good month, bad month. Good month, not bad, but you know, just a little bit more stressful. I guess I would just start by saying I am quitting my job. I really can't get into the specifics of it. I'm just going to say that I do not agree with with how my workplace handles certain situations, and I love my job too much and I care about the people that I care for too much to stay there. It has gotten to the point where I can't leave work and not think about what's going on at work, and that's not healthy. You have to have that separation in your life between those areas. We're gonna do a plain eyeshadow look today because that's what I feel like doing. So that was a really hard decision for me to make. It was not an easy one because if you guys have watched any of these, you know I love my job. I'm always talking about my job. It definitely makes me who I am. I contribute my job to a lot of my being and the things that I care about in life. And you know, the good characteristics that I do have, I've gotten from working. It wasn't gonna work out anyways because I'm starting my CNA license class at the end of March, and it's like 30 hours a week for 8 weeks. I completely actually forgot that I even did the grocery shopping, so I can always do that. So it's not like I'm completely unemployed, and I would not recommend leaving a job unless you have another one lined up, especially if you're older. I feel so blessed to even like have those options because a lot of people don't. Pretty much consumed the past like 2 weeks of my life. So my last day is actually at the end, the very last day of the month, but it's like a very busy season right now, kind of. It's like busy, but not busy. It's like getting ready to be busy, if that makes sense. So it feels busy. I am a part of the Distinguished Young Woman Scholarship Program. It's a nationwide scholarship program for high school senior girls, and it has a lot of different pillars and stuff, a lot of different areas. It's like academics, fitness, talent, interview, self-expression. I feel like my eyeshadow looks freaking crazy. That is from the 25th to the 27th, and then my last day of work is the 28th. So I'll either go to work really happy that morning because I won, or I will be a little bit sad. I did not mean to bring my eyeshadow up that much, guys. This eyeshadow should tell you how my life is going right now. I have been trying to work out on my days off. I have been like so unmotivated, and that's really not like me because I would like to consider myself a pretty motivated person. On my days off, I don't feel like doing anything, and I do contribute a lot of that to my current situation. I just feel as though my job has consumed me so much to the point where I cannot function like outside of it. And I'm hoping that I will see a big shift in myself. I like to lay my head down on my pillow every night knowing that I did at least something to better my life in some way. I just have been really funked out. If you guys are people of prayer, please keep me in your prayers as I'm going through this time. If you guys have ever transitioned jobs or left a job, especially when it's under not the best circumstances, it's very stressful. What I keep going back to is, am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? And you know, all you can do is pray and hope. And I'm such a person to know what is happening. I love to know what my next step is, where I'm going, what I'm doing. And right now that's really unknown for me. And that's something that is very foreign to me. It's very scary. I like to be in control, and I definitely have learned to somewhat loosen that because you just have to learn, especially through this past year. I think we've all kind of learned you just have to freaking go with the flow, because if not, you will get left behind. I am just so ready to go on spring break and go to Florida and lay out on the beach and do nothing. Last Wednesday, went to go check to see if there was an email, and they left me a BoxyCharm. And I will say, the stuff that they put in the boxes now is so much better than what it was a year ago. Like, so much better. I've been putting all of that makeup in a huge bin that I have of makeup that needs to be tested before it can go into my collection. So then Friday comes, and my dad walks in the door, and he's like, "Oh, Anissa, your BoxyCharm is here." And I'm like, wait. Hold up, I just got one. They sent me two, and I thought at first that they were gonna be the same. They're completely different, and I am just so excited. You know, I so believe that everything happens for a reason, and I am trying to like take this time, this month that I'm gonna have off between my CNA class and just, you know, not working. I wanna take this time to like really take care of myself. And I don't just mean like doing self-care stuff, but like going to the gym and eating better, because I and I don't think I'm the only one, I definitely turn to food for comfort, especially in times of stress. I try to eat better, but then I get stressed out and, you know, like I wanna have that Coke or that piece of cookie dough. And I'm so hard on myself, and I think a lot of us are hard on ourselves, especially right now. Like if something isn't going the way that we want it to, automatically like start jumping on ourselves and assume that we're not doing everything that we can, when that's just not the case. Sometimes you do everything you can, and sometimes, you know, that's all you can do. It's either I put it too high up or I put it too low. Oh my God. I can never catch a freaking break. I realized I had a makeup problem a very long time ago. So that's not the issue. The current issue at hand is I have so much makeup that I don't know how I'm going to be able to physically test it all or use it all. This bin that I have over here is 3 full faces I need to film. I have another one over by my bed that has 3 more full faces that I need to film. And then I have a whole bin of makeup that probably contains easily at least 7. You know what I noticed when I had decided that I was gonna, you know, leave my job, whatever, I went shopping. Like that's my way of coping, is shopping for specifically makeup. Clothes, not so much, but I am a big makeup shopper. And I noticed it not just like this time around, but there was something else that happened earlier on in the month, and I got stressed and I just went shopping, and it made me feel better. I realized that's not the healthiest habit to have. I wish I would just read, take a nap. Like, why do I feel the need? Let me know what your guys' coping mechanisms are. That's really all that happened this month. I don't really have a lot to talk about. I'm trying to think. I'm still trying to figure out my housing for next year. I filled out my exemption to get an apartment, and I still haven't heard back from them. I just bought some clothes from Shein. I was so hesitant to buy from Shein at first, but let me tell you, they pop off. But you have to be careful with what you buy, because some stuff looks exactly like it does in the picture, and then other stuff looks nothing like what it does. They have really cute like tank tops and stuff. Their swimsuits are actually pretty good too. I wish I was more fashionable. When it comes to clothes, I'm very, very basic. Don't really know how to like pair jewelry with clothes, or even like spicing up an outfit. Like the most fancy I will get is a nice shirt and some leggings. Like putting on jackets and scarves and all that stuff, I am not capable. I have so many cute tops and bottoms and stuff, but I just don't wear them because at 6:30 in the morning, I'm like, ooh, let me put on comfortable clothes. Like I don't want to be wearing jeans. I'm sorry. I guess I could talk about TikTok a little bit, because I mean, that's really the only other thing that's kind of somewhat new in my life. I think I had started that maybe a month ago. Part of me wishes I would have never downloaded it, because I find myself just scrolling and scrolling. I like that it's fun, but I also like how quick it is. In the time that I could watch one YouTube video, I could probably watch like 15 or 20 TikToks. And I tend to lean on the like makeup side of TikTok. People who will walk through Ulta and tell you their favorite things to buy, or like eyeshadow looks and stuff like that. So that's what I've been really liking to post. I talk on here, but on TikTok, I just was doing like music over it and nothing else. And so finally I decided to do a video with my voice in it, and I talked about like 10 brushes I couldn't live without. And some girl commented on it and she was like, finally a voice reveal. Guys, I hate when I don't have stuff to talk about in these videos, because I feel like I'm so boring. I hope and I pray that it has been a good month for you guys, at least so far. Right now it's the middle of February, it's the 18th. Life is just so uncertain, and that really scares me. Ooh, that's really bright. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, it scares me to not know what's gonna happen and what I'm gonna be doing and where I'm gonna be going. I wish so much, especially in times like this, that I was like the personality type that was just so much more laid back and wasn't so worried about the future all the time and what's happening. Before I really started doing YouTube consistently, if I had breakouts and stuff, it would bother me, but it wouldn't be like the biggest deal. Versus now, like especially with this breakout that I have now, I have not had one this bad in a really long time. And I think that's why I've been so hesitant to film. I want to show you guys that it is normal for your face to not be perfect. I've never seen somebody with a completely perfect face, and I don't want to sit here and act like I do have a perfect face, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to get on camera if I know my face is really broken out, because I know that it's not going to look as good as it would if it wasn't. Something I want to work on is you know, I've always prided myself in being really confident and being really outgoing, but you know, at the same time, it's like I'm hiding to an extent. The thing about this hobby is I get to pick and choose when you guys see me. You have to be so vulnerable in a sense in order to like do this, and it's very scary at times, and I don't really ever think about this stuff. I have been so stressed and kind of down, but you know, I put myself out there for anyone and everyone to judge and say whatever they want, and people are very ruthless through the computer. I know the people that I watch, in my mind, they're perfect and they have no flaws, but you know, I think it's so important to remember, not just with people who do YouTube, but with people who are public figures, they are not perfect too. And it's just a little bit different for them because they're always put under a spotlight. And I'm not saying that I am, but I'm just saying that I kind of notice that I'm a little bit more hesitant sometimes to film if I'm having a really bad acne day or something like that. These times that aren't like the most joyous in my life, I want to learn to embrace them because, you know, you will really learn the most about yourself in times of tribulation. I completely forgot, not forgot because it just happened, but it was me and my boyfriend's 2-year anniversary yesterday. We've been dating for 2 whole years, which seems so crazy, guys. Like, we went to dinner last night and we were talking about like how different we both are, but at the same time, we're just the same people, but better versions of ourselves, better, newer, improved, upgraded versions. All right, guys, that is it. I hope that you guys do still enjoy them. Just the thought of me, you know, sitting down and chitter chattering about the most random stuff. It makes me feel better. I hope that you guys can appreciate the fact that I do try to be vulnerable with you guys about that stuff, because not everybody can do that. And I think sometimes I can't even do it. So I just want to thank you guys for giving me this platform and allowing me to have the opportunity to be a part of your guys' lives, whether that be in a little way or a big way. I hope that you take something from my videos, whether that be a piece of advice or a new makeup trick or something that you can implement into your life if you're going through the same things that I am. It does mean the world to me that I do have the opportunity to sit down and do what I love the most. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.